Now students, let us start with mathematical methods. You can say scalars and vectors. So first part we will see meaning of scalars and vectors. You can say scalars and vectors, right? Any physical quantity which described completely by giving their magnitude only, we called as scalar quantity. Example, say length, mass, time, etc. This quantities we require only magnitude. Now what do you mean by magnitude? Suppose length of any object. Let us say length of any object we measured, and length is equals to, we got say 20 centimeter. So length of object is 20 centimeter. This is more than enough. In this case, this 20 we called as number and centimeter we called as unit, and together this we called as magnitude. It is called as a magnitude. Means length is a physical quantity which described completely by giving number and the unit. That means by giving magnitude. So it acts as a scalar quantity. If suppose time, simply what is time? You need not record any direction. You just require the magnitude. So those quantities which describe completely by giving magnitude only, we called as scalars. And these are the examples. Vectors. Physical quantity which can describe completely by giving magnitude as well as direction, and that we called as a vector quantity. Example, we can say a displacement, velocity, say force, acceleration, etc. Okay. Now when a particle displaces from one position to another position, that means initial position and final position, so in which direction the particle is moving, that is also equally important. Means suppose initially particle is at point say P and it is moving to say point Q. So this is initial position of particle, this is final position of particle, and displacement in that particular direction. And this vector quantity you can represent by drawing the arrow. That means you can say something like this. Arrow will draw here. So now it is clear cut. The particle का initial position P है, final position Q, and particle taking a displacement from P to Q. Magnitude can be anything. Suppose magnitude 20 centimeter here. So this is 20 centimeter. So displacement is 20 centimeter, and in this particular direction with starting point P and ending point Q. The starting point P is also called as the tail of the vector. The starting point also we called as a tail of vector. The starting point we call tail of the vector, and ending point we called as head of vector. Also note students, any vector you can represent by single capital letter. Means suppose vector, if I want to represent, I can write capital letter and arrow above it. This also represent the vector. And magnitude of this vector, अगर इसका मुझे magnitude represent करना है, then there are two ways to represent. One way to represent magnitude, you can write simply vector A in modulus sign, or you can write only A. So this is vector, that means it has a magnitude as well as direction, and this is a magnitude of that vector, or even you can say this is also magnitude of vector. So in simple language, those quantities are described completely by giving magnitude as well as direction. They are the vectors. Okay. Next part students, types of vectors. These are the types of vectors we have to see. Let us see first one, null vector, or we called as a zero vector. As the name itself indicates, zero means a vector having zero magnitude with particular direction is called as null vector. Example, we can say velocity vector. Velocity vector of a stationary stationary particle. Velocity vector of stationary particle. When I say particle is stationary, that means uska velocity kitna hai? 0 hai. So magnitude is 0. So that vector, that is velocity vector, we can say null vector. Second example, we can say acceleration vector. Acceleration vector for a particle moving with a uniform velocity. For a particle moving with uniform velocity. When I say velocity is uniform velocity. When I say velocity is uniform, that means initial velocity and final velocity are same. Initial velocity of particle and final velocity of particle same. And what is definition of acceleration? Acceleration is the rate of change of velocity, that is v minus u upon t. If initial velocity and final velocities are same, then acceleration vector is 0, that is equal to 0. So acceleration vector equal to 0. I repeat students, null vector, vector having 0 magnitude with a particular direction called as null vector. Example, velocity vector of stationary particle, and second acceleration vector of particle moving with uniform velocity. When uniform velocity means initial velocity, final velocity same. In that case, acceleration vector is 0. Next part, a resultant vector. Now you can take two or more than two vectors in order to define the resultant vector. Suppose if I take, this is one vector, say A, B. I'll take another vector, say B, C, and I'll take one more vector, say D. So there are three vectors A, B, B, C and C, D. So resultant of these three vectors you can represent by single vector, means you can say something like this. This is a single vector, say A and D. So this vector we call as a resultant vector. This vector we call resultant vector. Suppose if I go with magnitude, suppose इसका magnitude 5 सेंटीमीटर है, इसका suppose 3 सेंटीमीटर और इसका suppose 2 सेंटीमीटर है. So 5, 3 and 2. So what is resultant of these two in magnitude? 5 plus 3, 8. 8 plus 2, 10. So resultant vector has a magnitude of 10 centimeter and direction as that of all three vectors. How to define? A resultant vector of two or more vectors is a single vector which represent same effect as produced by all three vectors or more vectors together. I repeat, what is resultant vector? Resultant of two or more vector, the single resultant vector which represents same effect as represented by all three vectors together. Fine. Equal vector. Now suppose there are two vectors, say A and B, will represent now by A and B. Suppose this is vector A and suppose this is vector B. And vector A and vector B represent same physical quantity and magnitude of vector A and vector B same and both are in the same direction. Then we can say these two vector A and B are equal vector. Means two vector representing same physical quantity, same magnitude and traveling in same direction we called as the equal vectors. Negative vectors, suppose this is one vector, again I'll say vector A, and suppose this is another vector, so vector B. Fine. So vector B is a negative vector of A. Why? This vector, negative vector of given vector, if same magnitude but traveling in a opposite direction. In two words I can say magnitude same but traveling in opposite direction. So if you see carefully, magnitude of A and B is same and vector B is traveling in opposite direction to that of A. So we can say vector B is a negative vector of A. Or also we call it as a opposite vector. Position vector. A position of particle at a point you can represent in Cartesian coordinate system. Means suppose this is a particle at point P. We can represent this position of particle by drawing a vector in coordinate system with respect to origin of coordinate system. Means what? Suppose this is our x-axis and this is suppose our y-axis, and this is origin of coordinate system. Then position of this particle at point P we can represent by position vector drawn from the origin of coordinate system to this particular point. This we call position vector. You can indicate by the letter small r. So what is position vector? Vector which represent position of particle at a point with respect to origin of coordinate system. Unit vector, as the name itself indicate, unit means 1. A vector having magnitude 1 we called as a unit vector, or you can say vector having unit magnitude in a given direction. I repeat, vector having unit magnitude in a given direction called as unit vector, और उसका magnitude कितना रहेगा अर्धम 1. Now suppose this is a one vector. When I say this is vector, means it has a magnitude as well as direction. So magnitude you can write simply m, and direction you can represent by say unit vector. Basically unit vector help us to give the direction. So this is vector means magnitude as well as direction. This represent magnitude and this represent the direction, that is unit vector, which has a magnitude equal to 1. You can write mathematically this way also. Unit vector is equal to vector upon m. Means this is a vector, this is magnitude. So unit vector is a ratio of a given vector to its magnitude of vector. So unit vector is a ratio of a given vector to its magnitude. Okay. Now for x-axis, y-axis, z-axis, we are using the unit vector I, j, k respectively. It means suppose we have our coordinate system x-axis, y-axis and z-axis. Suppose this is my x-axis, this is my y-axis and this is my z-axis. To represent the x-axis, direction along x-axis, we are using a unit vector I. To represent the direction along y-axis, we are representing a unit vector j. And to represent direction along z-axis, we are representing unit vector k. Okay, students? For students, vector operation, multiplication of vector by scalar and addition of subtraction of vector. Multiplication of vector by scalar. Suppose this is one vector p. This vector p is multiplied by a say scalar. Then you will get resultant, that is also vector. So this vector q has the same direction as that of vector p, and magnitude is s times the magnitude of p. Addition or subtraction of vector. Here we will take say one vector a to b. Now vector name can be anything. Suppose a to b, let us say 5 centimeter. And so second vector, let us say you can take anything, say c to d, let us say this as a 6 centimeter, right? So vector AB 5 centimeter, vector CD is a magnitude wise 6 centimeter. We are taking only simple example. So if I add this, both the vectors are in a same direction, that means we can say they are parallel to each other. So result of these two vector you will get by adding these two. That means simply I can say starting point of vector is A and ending point of second vector is D. So this is D. So 5 plus 6 magnitude is equals to 11 centimeter, right? So resultant vector also the same direction as that of these two given vectors. Now suppose subtraction of vector. We can take any vector of any magnitude you can take. Suppose this is vector PQ. Value let us suppose 15 centimeter or let us say 10 centimeter. So vector PQ 10 centimeter. Suppose another vector you can draw anywhere. Suppose this vector, okay, you can say SR, the value suppose we will say 3 centimeter. So if I see carefully, one vector PQ is traveling in this direction and vector SR traveling in opposite direction, that means they are anti-parallel or opposite to each other. Then resultant is magnitude wise, you can say simply this is 10, this is 3. That means resultant value magnitude is 7. So resultant you can say 7 centimeter. And direction of this vector, the resultant vector is same as that of the larger vector direction. So दोनों में किसका वैल्यू ज्यादा है? 10 का. So इसका डायरेक्शन किधर है? इस साइड है. So this resultant after subtraction whatever vector you will get will have same direction as that of the larger value. Means first कितना था अपना starting point P और ending point कितना अपना R. How to write in magnitude form? This you can say vector AB magnitude you can write this way. Vector AB plus magnitude of vector CD. Magnitude of vector CD is equals to this vector, that is AD, magnitude of AD. How you write this? Which vector is larger? This PQ. So magnitude of vector PQ minus subtraction magnitude of vector SR, magnitude of vector SR is equals to what is resultant vector? We have PR, magnitude of vector PR. Right? So here we have two vectors parallel, here we have two vectors anti-parallel. Next part students, triangle of vector addition. Now when two vectors are not parallel and when they are not anti-parallel, that means they are not along the same line, then to add the vectors we have to use the triangle of vector addition. And remember students, you can add vector of same type. You can add vector only of same type. Now in this case, let us suppose this is one vector, vector P, and suppose this is another vector, so vector Q. So we have two vectors and they are not along the same line. So we have to add with the help of triangle of vector addition. Fine. Now you can add P plus Q or even you can add Q plus P. तुम पहले P plus Q कर सकते हो या Q plus P कर सकते हो. Resultant will be same but diagram will change. Let's see how to draw the diagram. First we will go with P plus Q. So take a vector P in magnitude and in direction. So let us say vector P in magnitude and in direction. मतलब इतना magnitude और ये direction. So we are taking vector P in a magnitude and in direction. Let us say this is vector P. Let us represent by OA. So we took vector P in magnitude and direction represented by OA. Now take next Q. But how to take tail of next vector? Next vector कौन सा है इस केस में अपना Q. So tail of next vector must be on head of first vector. So Q का tail P के head पे आएगा. So in magnitude and direction we'll take vector Q here like this. Fine. This is vector Q. Let us represent it by say B. So tail of Q must be on head of first. So these are the two sides of triangle. We represented by two vectors in magnitude and direction. Then third side is this one. Represent the resultant in magnitude and in direction drawn from starting of the first vector to the ending of last vector. Means you will draw this way. This represent the resultant और arrow कहाँ पे रहेगा? इस side. So resultant R is equals to P plus Q. Okay. Now how to define? How to define triangle of vector addition? Remember students, you can add vector of same type. Two vectors of same type. Two vectors of same type represented in magnitude and direction by two sides of a triangle. Two sides of a triangle taken in certain order. Then third side of a triangle represent resultant in magnitude and in direction taken in opposite sense. That means from starting point of first vector to the ending point of last vector. You can do Q plus P also. If I want to do Q plus P, we have to take Q first तो अगर मैं पहले Q प्लस P के लिए Q मुझे पहले लेना पड़ेगा. So I took Q first. So this is a vector Q. Fine. Let us represent by say O, B. You can represent any symbol. Then Q plus P, मतलब P next vector है. So tail of P must be on the head of Q. Q का head कहाँ पे है? B पे है. So I'll take vector P here like this. This is vector P. Let us say this as a C. So two vectors of same type represent two sides of a triangle in certain order. Then third side will give you the resultant. This is resultant. Arrow कहाँ से? Starting point of first vector to ending point of last vector. This is resultant. This is Q plus P. Okay students, this is how triangle law works.